it's Mortimer, and today I'm here with probably my most requested video these past couple months, and it's kind of a spooky one. This is my very first paranormal vlog, and I have lots of paranormal ghost stories, UFO stories, all kinds of crazy stories, and you guys want to hear them. And I want to start off with probably my most infamous ghost story. It's the one I always tell people when they ask about my experiences. And this is something that happened to me when I was 16 years old. And looking back now, I've talked to a lot of people who are specialists, and they told me that young girls attract ghosts, and not just any young girls, girls going through adolescence. And girls are more susceptible to ghosts because they're more sensitive to it. It's something to do with the feminine side. I'm not an expert on it, but I was a girl going through adolescence, and there wasn't just one of me, there was two, because I have an identical twin sister. So after my sister and I went through, puberty, all of a sudden our house became completely different. There's a completely different energy in our house. We would see shadows move, we would see things in the corner of your eye, we would see things all the time. But it wasn't until I was 16 that I had this story happen. So I woke up one night in the middle of the night because I felt like something was staring at me, and I sat up, and there was someone, like a shadowy figure, standing in the corner of my room in complete darkness, just standing there staring at me. And I can't tell you how I know it was staring at me because I couldn't see its face, but I just got that feeling of being watched. And I'm sure you know that feeling. You probably get it in school or, wherever you are going out. You can feel when people are looking at you. It's like an extra sense or something. But I knew it was a man as well because of the broad shoulders and the shape of the body. It must have been 6'2". It was very tall. And it was just standing there and staring at me. And it freaked me out. So I turned on my TV as fast as I could, pulled the covers over my head, and went back to sleep. And the next night, it happened again, and the next night it happened again, and the next night it happened again, and it happened for a week straight. And it got to the point where I was sleeping with my lights on every night because I didn't want it to happen anymore. It was freaking me out too much. I was losing too much sleep over it. It was really starting to bother me. And finally I was approached by my dad, and he asked why I was sleeping with the lights on every night, and told me I couldn't keep doing that because I was raising the electricity bill too much. And I broke down and told my dad about this strange ghost that was in my room watching me sleep. And my dad didn't act like I was crazy. He didn't act like it was anything out of the ordinary. He just looked at me and said, "Oh, that's easy. There's a very simple way to get rid of ghosts that are bothering you. All you have to do is tell it, 'You're scaring me, leave me alone,' and it will." And I thought my dad was just, full of baloney. I didn't believe that. But the next night, I couldn't sleep with the lights on anymore because my dad had forbidden. So I was desperate enough to make it stop that I actually said, "You're scaring me, leave me alone." And I pulled the covers over my head, and I went to sleep, and it never happened again. So let that be a lesson to you, that if there's something scaring you, if you tell it, "Leave me alone, you're scaring me," usually it'll work. I mean, most spirits or ghosts or whatever you believe they aren't malevolent. They're usually people who are passing on through the next dimension, or whatever you believe. They could be going on to the next life, or just loved ones checking up on you. I mean, you never really know what it is. I don't think we will ever know what it is. But I remember telling my parents growing up, our house is haunted, like we need to get a specialist in here to look at our house. There's so many weird things happening. And my parents telling me, no, you girls just have an overactive imagination, and you guys are just being silly, you're just overtired. But years later now, my parents no longer live there, and I brought it up to them again, and I said, "I don't care what you guys think, that house was definitely haunted. My sister and I have tons of stories." And my dad looked at us and said, "Of course it was haunted. What were we supposed to tell you girls? We couldn't afford to move out." So my parents just told us it wasn't haunted to get over it, just as a way to get us to kind of put it in the back of our minds. But my dad told me all kinds of stories of how he had seen things in that house as well. So I thought that was very interesting. But recently I found a new favorite podcast called Mysterious Universe, and they are an Australian podcast where I mean, I would listen to it just for the accent if you're really into accents, but they talk about all kinds of weird paranormal happenings in the world, all kinds of sightings and things like that, and I really admire them. So I wrote to them my story that I just told you guys about the shadowy figure in my room watching me sleep at night for almost a month it happened, and they answered me on air, and they said that what I was seeing in my room was actually not a ghost, and that is what they call a shadow person, and nobody really knows what shadow people are. I've heard theories that they are people who are astral projecting in their sleep, like someone who's just, you know, coming out of their body while they're sleeping. They can see like an out-of-body experience and then they go and visit you in their sleep. I've heard theories that it is spirits passing on, that it's, you know, a loved one standing there watching over me while I slept. There's so many different theories about what shadow people are, but they're not ghosts. They're completely different from ghosts. So you may not believe in ghosts, but you might believe in shadow people. And I thought that was totally different. I did so much research into shadow people and it's really terrifying. I highly recommend looking into them if you're interested in the paranormal. And if you don't believe in ghosts and you think this is all hocus pocus, just consider looking into it. I mean, you never know. I mean, Aaron doesn't believe in ghosts at all, or anything paranormal for that matter. But I keep telling him that one day he's going to experience something. When people tell me that they've never had a ghost experience before or anything spooky happened to them, I have a very simple way of explaining it to them. Ghosts or spirits or whatever you believe they are around us all the time, and they're constantly poking people, trying to get a response. And say one day you feel something touch your shoulder and you look, and you're like, I got a response from them. So then they're going to keep poking you over and over and over again, trying to get your attention again and again to get their message across to you. So that's why some people who say they've seen ghosts see ghosts all the time, because they're actually getting a response and the ghost is like, oh, this girl's noticing us, let's get more people over here. You know, something like that's happening. So that's how I kind of explain it to people who say they've never had a paranormal experience before. Maybe you're just not opening yourself up to that experience. And it's true, they can sense whether you are open to it or not. But that's my first paranormal vlog for you guys. If you have any questions or interesting stories, feel free to leave those down below. And let me know what you guys think of this. If you think I'm crazy, or if you don't want to do paranormal vlogs anymore, or anything like that, just let me know. And don't forget to subscribe. I have new videos up all the time, and I look forward to seeing you guys all again real soon. Bye everybody, sleep tight tonight.